This open meeting of the Mendon Select Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 24th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded, so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Mendon Select Board is convening by telephone conference as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. And there we are.
Who started the recording?
I don't know. I see it.
Kim,
Did you start the recording? That's so.
No.
Okay.
Is it only us?
Now there's 3 other people.
That is,
Hey.
now let me, yeah, and I,
Okay, guys, I went into the menu and just for kicks and tried to start recording, even though I have nothing to do with organizing, and so it looks like I started it.
That's
I
so
think anybody in the organization can start the recordings. It's funny, Lori, it shows you as a guest, so I
it
don't know,
does.
under a different email or something like that. Anyway, all right, any citizen statements and petitions? I got something quick, I don't know if everybody saw the governor today. May 10th is 4.2, amusement parks, theme parks, water parks, road races, sports for medium to high risk can now start to play, and you can sing indoors and outdoors. Good news.
Also parades. End of the month.
Parades come until May 29th.
Yep. And goal is that all business restrictions will be lifted August 1st. So we're almost there.
Okay, never mind. I won't read the rest.
Sorry. Let's hit the highlights. Yay, summer.
Yeah, so by August 1st or sooner, depending on vaccination levels. Anyhow.
Exactly right.
At
Exactly.
least we're on the good side of this train wreck. Correspondence to the board. We have anything other than agenda item? No, sorry. Then the new piece, which we're going.
No, we have nothing other than the new stuff. The under 48 hours.
Yeah, which is, do you want to do that? Want to do that now? That would be.
There's 2, and that's fine if you want to do it. One is the DBA name change.
The DBA name change.
Number 8.
Oh, I got it down here. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll just go in order then.
Okay.
So we consider the affordable housing land lease at 52 Providence Street. Chris, you want to make a motion on that?
Sure, I move that the select board vote that 3.2 acres of the 75.8 acres of town-owned land at 52 Providence Street is no longer needed for general municipal purposes, and to transfer the care, custody, and control of such property to the select board for affordable housing purposes, and to authorize the select board to lease such 3.2 acres of property for a term of not more than 99 years for affordable housing purposes.
I'll step down in second. Discussion, Ann?
Actually, Bill, why don't you discuss?
Yep, I'm here also. So this is a required step before it goes to town meeting that the select board vote on this. It basically just allows the change of use to be used for affordable housing. The RFP will be forthcoming, and the select board will have decision-making power to accept or any or none of the proposals. I can answer specific questions, but basically this is that's the gist of it.
So why do we no longer need it for general municipal purposes?
Well, the only allowable purposes, since it's CPA land, is for affordable housing open space recreation. So this, I'm not sure exactly how to answer your question, but it's either,
I could
go
answer
ahead. I
a little
mean,
bit.
yeah, Cindy's got her hand up too, and I'm sure she can elaborate.
I was just gonna say that originally the property was bought because they wanted to expand the senior center. So the town bought 1 acre and then CPA bought the rest. And so with the rest, it has to be open space, recreation and affordable housing. And after evaluating everything, affordable housing was the best use, we thought. And it's something that we want to get in town and, you know, have a nice example of what, you know, good affordable housing can be. Cindy?
Well, I just wanted to say, if this land never is used for affordable housing, it just remains open space.
I remember having the conversation about affordable housing, and I remember having the conversation for the senior center to be able to expand. So did I hear correctly that the senior center can no longer expand on that land?
No, this is only the 3.2 acres that, as far as the 3.2 acres goes, that's not the same land.
The 1 acre is totally different from the CPA land, and that's for the senior center expansion, and the town has that.
Okay, so, all right, so I'm sorry for my confusion, and I know you've worked really hard on this, and it's been a long time since we've even discussed this parcel. But when we're talking about no longer needed for general municipal purposes, what was our plan again for that? For the general municipal purposes, because we're making a change.
I think that's legal language because since we use CPA funds, it has to be those categories.
Yeah.
And we're choosing affordable for those 3.2 acres. And Cindy probably has specific wording, which she'll explain.
The parcel that is in general municipal purposes is now, that's the standard language. If you're transferring it from one board to another board or to the same board for another purpose. Right now, it was for general municipal purposes. My understanding is that you now want to shift that use so it can be used for affordable housing purposes. And that's the language that you use to accomplish that.
Okay, all right, it's just a little bit confusing. I get it now.
And we bought this land quite a while ago. I don't know, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Yeah. And so like the state wants us to put some kind of restriction on it. You know, I mean, we keep on saying we're working on it. You know, we want to do this affordable housing. And so that's what we're trying to do right now.
I got it.
And then we've got to do something with the rest too.
I think it was right when I got on the board, to be honest with you, which is 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, all right. I'm good, Lonnie.
Okay, so any more discussion on that? All in favor?
Rock eye.
Tenio, aye. Great, thanks. Consider signing conservation restriction for 131 North Ave. I move to, Chris would like to make a motion on that.
I move to approve and sign the conservation restriction for 131 North Ave.
I'll step down in a second.
I thought that we had done this years ago. I'm so
I've
confused.
been working on this for years. So it's just taken a long time. It took Fred Lapham a long time to do the plan, and then it's just taken a long time. But we finally have it done, and we have a plan, and the baseline survey is being done now. And so this is like a final thing that you have to sign the actual conservation restriction.
What's
Okay,
131? What's 131 North Ave? Please?
It's the corner of North Ave and Hopedale Street.
Okay, the one that was originally going to be for the library, right?
Exactly. And then the town owned it, and then we gave it back to John Gannett, and John Gannett gave it to the Shirley Jean Smith nonprofit for agriculture and arts. And so the conservation restriction allows a footprint of a barn, which can be used for like art and agricultural activities, and in the parking, and half of the property can be used for agriculture, and the bottom half is open space. Or it could all be open space, but right now that's not the intention.
And this doesn't include the current, or does it include the current work that, like, for say, Mike Salvador is doing up there?
Yeah, he's working, trying to get the base of the barn and the parking in, and he just does it in between jobs.
That's
Same
all.
place.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it was a big rush. I think 6 years ago, and it like hit the snail's crawl for 6 years. So it's yeah. Anyways, it's I'm good with it now. There's no language in there that changes the plans of putting the barn up there or anything like that. It's all stays in the intent of what the town agreed to back when we.
It
decided.
does. And,
Okay.
and Gary Smith's nonprofit owns the land. The
Right.
Mendon Conservation Commission holds the conservation restriction.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm fine.
I need
Oh,
more
and-
discussion. I'm sorry.
And you need to sign it. It's at the town clerk's office, so it just needs to be notarized signature. And you can do that remotely also, I think with COVID still. But
That's okay. Pop in. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Okay.
Tenio, aye. Consider signing the annual town election warrant. Chris,
I move to sign the May 18th, 2021 annual town election warrant.
I'll step down in second. This is just the warrant for the town meeting, correct?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, thanks. Kim, you mute.
You're on mute, Ken.
All right, all in favor?
Okay.
Tenio, aye. Consider appointment of assistant treasurer collector. Chris, like to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to appoint Tracy Cardy to full-time position of assistant treasurer collector for 37.5 hours per week at a rate of $23.32 per hour.
I'll step down second for a moment. Is this relation to Kim? I mean, sorry, Tim Icardi?
Yes, it's his sister.
Okay.
You can't eye roll on the screen.
No, I'm not eye rolling. I'm just concerned, you know, that I just
It's
don't want
okay.
to make
It's not. It's
make
not.
in here that just thinking of businesses that now, due to changes that now I am part of that may not have been before. I don't believe I have any reason to feel that.
If you didn't know she was related, I think you're good. So you had no part of the hiring process up until this point. I think you're fine. So Tracy is and has been a current employee in the treasurer collector's office now for a couple of years. She's been the clerk in that office. She's been holding that position part-time as she worked a couple of other positions. As you know, we recently had a vacancy in the office, and so we expedited the hiring process because we also just hired our new finance director, and we wanted to give her the assistance that she needed as fast as she could, and also allow her to be part of the process and really shape and decide the future of the office. And so Tracy did apply. She spoke to me before applying. She spoke with Tanya before applying. And we interviewed a number of candidates 2 weeks ago via Zoom. And Tracy was by far the top scoring candidate. She comes with over 15 years of banking experience before she came to the town of Mendon. She has great references from the previous interim treasurer collector, Tom Zidelis, and the previous treasurer, Jen Welch, spoke highly of her. And Jody has worked with her a little bit, and they've established a good rapport. So I feel really confident that having her stay on in the office and become our next full-time employee in that office is really a great decision for the town. I know that this decision recommendation is fully endorsed by Jody and Tracy, and we're just really glad that she's accepted this offer. Just for comparison's sake, this is the middle of the range for that position. It is on par with we did a quick salary survey just to be sure, even though the position is in the union, we are on par with the rates that are currently being paid in Upton and Uxbridge, so that there's no question about any of that.
Okay, so I'm just going to make a disclosure before we vote. And Cindy, if I'm missing a piece here, tell me. It is possible that I am the owner of a business that would possibly do business with Kathy Icardi's brother.
Tracy.
Tracy Icardi's brother. And this has in no way determined my decision to appoint her to this position. Is that good enough, Cindy? Yep,
Oh, you're muted.
I think you're probably fine, but if you really want to really seal it up, you can always fill out a disclosure and put it in the file.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
I should also say the previous staffing in the office, as you know, we redid the hours and the structure, and the finance director came down. This position's hour has come up. It used to be at 32. Then the previous was working temporarily 37. Jody and I, we've worked together with Tanya and recognized that 37 and a half right now seems like the right quantity so that they can do special project work on Fridays when the office is closed and really get that office to where we need it to be. So I'm confident that this model should work.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Burke, aye.
Tenio, aye.
Welcome back aboard, Tracy.
Yes, thank you.
Now we need to hire a clerk.
Okay. Okay, so other topics not reasonably as anticipated 48 hours prior to the meeting. Consider an amended Class 2 license changing the name from Jam Shack LLC DBA Brian's Tire and Brake to Jam Shack LLC DBA Forefront Auto.
So I move to amend the Class 2 license, changing the name from Jam Shack LLC DBA Brian's Tire and Brake to Jam Shack LLC DBA Forefront Auto.
Is there any, I'll step down in a second. Is there any change in ownership here that we know of?
No, all they're changing is the DBA name. They're keeping everything else the same.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Burke, aye.
Tenio, aye. Consider MVP action grant proposal for the town hall campus. Chris?
So I move to approve the MVP action grant proposal for the installation of parking and landscaping for the Mendon Town Hall campus area and to authorize the select board chair to sign the letter of support.
I'll step down in second. Discussion? All in
It's a-
favor? Oh,
okay.
sorry. Yeah, no, I read it. Pretty much we're going for the grant again, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is great news. All in favor?
Burke, aye.
Tenio, aye.
And I think just Mark has to sign it because you voted, so now we can say you did at the meeting.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ann.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. So we're gonna go into executive session. I move to go into executive session, purpose number 3, under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, choice number 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Mendon Town Hall Union, Local 272, Mendon Highway Department, Union Local 272, Mass Coalition of Police Union, AFL-CIO, Local 188. Roll call vote is needed. We'll reconvene only to adjourn. Oh, did I just do that from? Wait. Sorry, go ahead, Cindy.
Do you want me in this executive session or no?
Now we're doing summary and updates.
Okay, sorry. Chris?
All right, Burke, aye.
No, sorry. You got to second it first.
No, second, and then a Burke, aye.
Tenio, aye. All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you. All right, I'll click over to that executive session.
I'm going to end this recording, correct?
Yes, Bill, please.
Thank you.
Thanks.